congratulations on qualifying for your second consecutive international event. You didn't choke this time, and you said that in your post-match interview. Was there a fear that you guys would kind of end up missing out at any point in the season?
The fear about the choking major?
Yeah.
Of course, like at the start that we changed the roster, so it's not going to be easy to sync the chemistry with the new player. Like we changed 40% of the roster, and we work very hard every day to sync the chemistry and making Astralis to fight against the Apex South team. But after we can sync the chemistry, as you can see that we keep winning and winning after the first two matches.
Yeah.
I think that's a good sign for our team, and we keep the hard working and the hard work pays off. We qualify for the major. I take everything as a profit after we qualify for the playoff, because we didn't expect that we will come this far, and qualify for the major is very huge for us, and Justin, my CEO, is very happy about it.
Yeah, absolutely, and you guys should be really happy too. Now, let's talk a little bit more about those two changes. Now, Mark Short Boys, or Mark, and Mr. Punch, these guys, they're not exactly new to the roster, and I'm going to talk to them, not to competitive at this level, but the other two. So obviously Nemix retired. You guys benched Napier. Can you go a little bit more into your decision? Obviously Nemix made the decision on his own, and on Napier's side, that was like a team decision, it seems. So like, what was the rationale behind these changes? After a pretty good SI, might I add. Like you were tied with Damon here for like the APAC performance.
Yeah, the first is about Nemix. It might sound funny, but he said that he want to play the other game, like he want to turn pro to the other game, and maybe he might continue study in his high school, because he dropped out. He is 18 and he's supposed to end his high school, but he dropped out before.
Right.
And Napier is about the team vote and internal things. I cannot talk much about Napier, but it's an internal things, and it's a team vote. Everyone agree about that.
Got it. So sounds like there's a little bit of a mentalist kind of situation with Nemix going on. Like, mentalist also kind of was like indecision back when he left Airwolf. He was like, should I continue studying? Should I play professionally? He went professionally. So is there a chance we could see Nemix come back to elevate sometime in the future, maybe?
I don't think so, but because he confirmed that he not like Siege anymore.
Oh, that's impressive. He goes to like the biggest tournament and he's like, I don't like this game. He did well.
He's out of Elevate now, so the exact word is he told us that there's too much pressure for this competition. Like it's not good for his mentality and things. If it's not good for him, then it's his decision. We respect that, and be part of it with no hard feeling.
Absolutely, yeah. Now about the guys you signed, Mr. Punch and Mark. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, both of these guys were on Excelsior Onyx, which nearly found promotion to APAC South when they played against Electrify in the APAC North relegation. So back then it was APAC North relegation, is Electrify, which became Direwolves, and I believe Mark and Mr. Punch were on that roster. And so these guys have been around, it seemed, for a while, and they kind of played at this level. They were quite close to sending Direwolves down and coming up themselves. What was like the identification process and the selection process to replace two players who at least at SI, they really looked like very good players. Nemix especially, that was like through no fault of your own. It wasn't even a team decision. He just, had to leave. How do you replace those players with these two?
So first of all, they changed their team from the Excelsior to Sharper Esport.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sharper Esport coach, as you know, is Taylor. He used to be a QC coach, Q confirm. Yeah, and he's a really good coach, and entirely Sharper Esport is our like number 2 rival.
Not Fury.
They are number 1 of us.
Okay.
Yeah. So Sharper Esport is number 2, and as you can see, like if you follow the Thai league, like last season, Sharper Esport take down the Fury. Yeah, and
they nearly got promotion to Apex South as well, I think.
Yeah, I think they spoke about the Apex South promotion to some team. So they cannot make to the APAC, and Sharper Esport aim for the APAC, so they disbanded the team. So and by the time Nemix going to retire and Nepu is bench, so my manager contact these 2 guys, Mark and Punch, that they want to try out the Elevate roster, and they join, and as you can see the result.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty easy decision? Like tryouts, like the moment they tried out, you're like, yes, these are the players we want.
To be honest, at the first, that we're not sure that we can sing the chemistry or not, because they are like from different team, and maybe the way that they work in that team is not the same as us. So we kind of worry, but in the end we can figure it out and play it together.
Nice, fantastic. So now, of course, didn't start off the best way. You guys lost, it was possibly the worst start, because you guys lost to Renatas, who were freshly promoted. So it kind of looked quite sketchy in the team. And then, of course, you lost to Direwolves. Now, we didn't know at that point the Direwolves were going to go 7-0-0-0. And then, of course, beat, the first opportunity they'll get to, the major as well. We didn't know at that point. But it looked, after those first 2 play days, quite bad. So what was going on in the team environment after those 2 losses? Were you worried, or was there still we still are confident in this roster, it doesn't matter, there's 2 losses, we're just gonna move on? What was going on behind the scenes?
I'm not worried, because everyone in our team knows that we don't have enough time to prepare and sing the chemistry with the new roster. As you can see that after the SI, we have 2 to 3 weeks to play with the roster. Yeah, and so everything takes time. So we don't worry, and we don't put the pressure on these 2 new players. We just want them to feel like they're playing with their ex-teammate, and we keep the vibe going. Yeah, no pressure at all, and because that's how Elevate works. We don't pressure anyone in the team. Yeah,
fair enough. And you guys have had some crazy games on Skyscraper, especially that one against IG. You guys lost. You guys, so the last time we talked, right? You told me if someone is in a man count advantage position and they peak, you find them $1, right? You lost 2 clutches to Nate. That second one before especially was crazy. So what the hell's happening?
No, that doesn't count, because this is a new roster and they don't know about the rules. Yeah. But
what about the other 2 guys, including and you as well? You guys are peaking too. You guys lost.
That's my fault for sure. Yeah, I take that, because I know we all have the info that Nate was in the office side, and I swung him and I got killed by him, and everyone just choked around. Yeah, that's totally my fault for sure.
Yeah, but you got a point at least out of that game. So not especially, at the end of it kind of came. That point was very important. It turned out you didn't lose 3 points to IG. I think in that scenario, IG may have made it over you. I'm not too sure on the math. So that's happened, and as I go out of focus, so now you're going to your three of you are going to your second ever international LAN. You guys have played domestic LANs before as well. So SI was like not like except for you, I think. I'm not sure. It wasn't like the first LAN event for you guys at SI, even though it was the first international one. This time, have Mark and Mr. Punch, have they played international LANs at all? Because this is not only going to be the first international LAN, I think it's going to be the first LAN event period. Correct?
Yeah, I think that's their first LAN. Yeah, and of course, SI is my first international LAN too. Yeah, so like I say, we're gonna keep telling them that there's no pressure, just play like rank as usual. And like, as I say, as in the interview.
Yeah.
Just play like rank, no pressure at all. Take it easy.
Yeah, I mean, clearly we saw that, and we also saw during these APAC playoffs your team kind of be quite good on your own map pick, but you weren't like quite good on like the opponent's map pick, and it was like against CAG you lost 7-2 on CAG's map pick, and against Knights I think you were quite close to losing their map pick as well, even though you guys were solid on your own map pick. CAG lost it, but it was 7-5, so that's like it's close enough. It basically doesn't one round here and there. So are you guys worried about a map pool deficiency, especially now that we have gone to a 9 map pool?
Yeah, we have our awareness on the map pool, and we know that we struggle with that, but I have to say that we keep improving our map pool and strats on every maps. Yeah, right now we have a strat for every maps, and we just need to fix some problem that we've been struggle about in the scrim and things. Yeah, and to be honest, SiegeGG is after the SI, I feel like their playstyle is different. Like
yeah, it looks like it, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Like my analysis say that SiegeGG just play Siege like Counter Strike. They just walk around and pre-fire things and shoot things and win around.
That, from my memory, that was the assessment. Like when I went to the season 10 APAC finals and season 9 as well. That was like what the SiegeGG perception was of the other teams. You know, they just walk around, they just pre-fire for like hours, and that's how they get kills. That's kind of what their logic was, which is very funny because like I would say like if they're walking around pre-firing, you guys are also kind of like playing ranked, aren't you? Like that's what happens in ranked. People just like bring the LMGs and just pre-fire for ages. They peek everything. They're pre-firing every spot up and down through the walls, through the barricades. Yeah. Are you guys? Would you say you guys are similar in that case?
I don't know. Like I rewatched the previous game that we lost to SiegeGG and that the SiegeGG won them one clear.
Yeah.
Like they play a drone like they don't play much drone and they just walk around and keep shooting. Like they walk like 2 people and keep trading. Yeah, I know it's a interesting play style. I respect them that they can pull out a win against that one clear with that play style. But I don't know if it's going to work in the international event or not.
Yeah. This is a question that's always asked of any APAC team, except maybe like the old Fnatic and like the old Norango. Every time an APAC team qualifies, they're like, can this APAC team continue their APAC playstyle and make it work internationally? So my question to you now is like, I know obviously you guys have the faith in your ranked playstyle, but do you really think like long-term wise, because now you're building up, you're looking to build up like the international appearances, you're building up the experiences, is this the long-term plan, or is this like just still experience gathering and then maybe eventually you start shifting away to maybe a different kind of play style?
I mean, the way that I say we keep it as a ranked play style, I didn't mean the overall of my team.
Yeah.
I mean, just
the mentality, I guess.
Mentality and the how you play aggressive like rank. Like as you know, C player is just crack and they just swung everything.
I saw I even unranked is crazy in Southeast Asia.
Yeah,
So,
that's it. I mean, but the drone things and strat and thing, yeah, we have a like early plan and strats, but yeah, just a little bit of rank should be unpredictable for the other team that like to analyze the team and things. You know, if they cannot predict us, they won't see something coming.
yeah, and that's a pretty good way to do it. And do you think at SI, your team was underestimated a little bit? You think that might have happened? Like the you guys beat like Rogue, you guys didn't quite beat Elevate, but you almost beat Sonics. You beat TSM, the eventual world champions, 2-0 in like a bet. Like that was like the question, you know. Before SI was like, oh look, Elevate's debuting, and you know we haven't really seen APAC teams perform in BO3s, but you guys went there and you took them down. Do you think there was like any element of underestimation of your team and your play style and what you guys can do? Specifically you, especially against Rogue.
I don't know. Maybe there's might be some underestimate, but I think every coach in the SI that they won't underestimate the team because everyone at the SI qualify for some reason because they are like up tier and very good. I don't think there will be like that much underestimate, but yeah, they might just not that day against us.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, you know, excluding the European teams right now, because we at the time of this recording, if you guys are wondering, Europe hasn't played its final playday, so we don't really know who the final 3 teams from Europe are going to be. But excluding those teams, I did a count earlier today, and I was counting how many teams from SI 2022 are continuing on to the Charlotte Major, and I think the count was like there were 5 EU teams, so you minus them away, and I think only like less than half from SI are continuing on to the Charlotte Major. Is that a little bit of a surprise for you? Are you kind of surprised at how things have shaken out with, you know, the post-SI struggles that you experience as well? Because I think it seems like globally there has been this post-SI hangover.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that like most of the SI team from the other region doesn't make it to this major. Maybe they're saving spread for the SI. Yeah, but
oh no.
The most surprise is the NA, like Exit and Astralis thing. Yeah, they are very interesting. I watch their game sometimes on maybe Border, and their strat is very different and is very hard to predict.
Yeah, and it's looking like, you know, maybe NA might be the most competitive region right now. Throughout 2021, it was Brazil. Now it looks like it's shifted, and because NA plays every playday on LAN, so it seems like that's really coming into effect right now. So is there like anything particular that you've noticed from the NA playstyle? As you said, you've noticed Exet, you've noticed Astralis playing. Is there anything in particular that you think has made NA excel suddenly?
I think it's about the adaptiveness, I guess. Like they're very good at adapting things in the round and go out some crazy play style. And their strats, I don't know the way that they make up their strats, but their strat is very good. Like they can take down SiegeGG for sure. I watched the game and I'm really surprised that they take down SiegeGG. Yeah, and I think the another reason is because they play on LAN. Yeah,
they got the practice in, and you know we all say that the game between LAN and online, even at 9 ping, is all like a totally different game because your shots hit immediately, your C4s connect, etc., and like we saw a crazy amount of grenade kills. Now for your side, are you what are you thinking? Like, is there any team that you're particularly excited to face? Is there any team you kind of don't want to face? Kind of you want to wait and see a little bit more?
My opinion is I think maybe Astralis because they are a very aggressive team, and I saw how their gun skill is, and they're just like another LATAM team.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion. That they take it serious. Yeah, and maybe exit. Yeah, and NA maybe just scary, but I think we are winnable.
Right, yeah. I mean, if you guys can beat the SI champions 2-0, I think you can take down Astralis, even though they are looking really very good at this point. Yeah, so you guys are one of the few returning teams. That is very important in a scenario such as APAC. We're seeing in this APAC playoffs itself, we are seeing no Korean teams, and Sandbox are not going. Damwon Kia are not going. You and Chiefs are returning from the Sweden Chiefs are returning from Sweden Major. You're returning from SI. CAG are returning after missing out. After a while, they missed out Sweden Major. So like this kind of system has seen quite a shuffle. How important is it for you to string these APAC topping performances together and making through the APAC playoffs?
What's the question again?
How important is it for you to like do these back-to-back qualifications to kind of build up the experience? Because like even teams like Damwon, like they had a really good 2021, but now still miss out on like one big event worth of international experience.
Yeah, it's very hard for sure, because I mean, if you end up at first or second place, every team in your legion gonna analyze your strats and things. You have to adapt change your strats and playstyle at every stage. And you know, when we qualify for the major, and like the other team from the other legion gonna analyze us and crack our strats down too. So it's very hard to keep it back to back, because everyone put high hope on us, like CEO and like coach and things. Everyone, like my family, that they hope me to get to the LAN events. And yeah, it's very hard, but it's good for you too. Like you have to be adaptive, like within the game and outside the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So now you promised to Dev after you qualified that, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, this is a promise. He said he's gonna get all the kills in like in the Charlotte Major, all of them. So like, how confident are you of like following up the promise now that you've had like a couple of days to sleep on that promise?
I just said that I'll try my best, because you know what could be better when your organizer is from NA, and if you try your best to win the NA major, that's gonna be huge.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we can't discount APAC teams even from like making a title run. Damwon nearly did it at Sweden. Maybe they would have won it had they won that match against FaZe. So now, have all of you guys been to America before?
Yeah, I've been to America like since like I think 5 years ago.
Oh, nice. The rest of your team?
I don't think so. The Mark and Mr. Punch never been to. I mean, Mark, Mr. Punch, DCH never been to America, I guess.
Nice. Well, what are you guys looking forward, aside from playing and aside from winning? What are you guys looking forward to most in America? Because like, there's gonna be fans for the first time in the event. You know, maybe you're gonna get like signings. Your face with the smile. You know, that photo.
Maybe I'll pack a ton of jersey to give away at the
event. Any burgers, you know, just like enjoying the real American burgers.
I miss the In-N-Out burger for sure.
Oh yes, In-N-Out. Though I don't know whether Charlotte has In-N-Out, because that's on the I believe In-N-Out mostly sticks to the West Coast. Yeah. But yeah, exciting. So what is your goal coming to the end of this interview? What is your goal for the Charlotte Major?
My goal for the Charlotte Major, of course, everyone's goal is to win the Charlotte Major. Yeah, that's our goal, but we don't regret if we end up in a bad place, because like I said, I take everything as a profit since we qualify for the playoff. And I mean, if we won the major, that's gonna be huge, and like these two new players gonna learn a lot of experience on LAN, and yeah, I'll take any places at the Charlotte Major.
Fantastic. That's a really positive outlook, and especially now you guys still have like your games left here in the APAC playoffs, and you can still get that first seed because of the double bracket structure. So hopefully, you know, we'll see whether you guys get it and we see which position you guys end up in. It's been fantastic to talk to Onigiri over here, talking about Elevate and their hopes and expectations for the Charlotte Major. We'll catch them there in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'll be there as well, and we're going to be bringing you live coverage. Yeah.
You will be there?
Yeah, that's right. I'll be joining you.
What's your shirt size? I'll get a jersey.
I'm a small boy. I'm a small boy. Give me the smallest, probably. But yeah, we're going to be there live from May 16 to May 22. And we're going to be bringing you everything live on the ground, including some new content that you haven't seen before. Onigiri is going to be there. So if you're going to be there at the event as well, I believe tickets are still available. Go there, get your signings, bring some photos, get it signed from him. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy. And hopefully Elevate give us a real treat to watch. Thank you very much.
We do our best. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye, man.